Every day I'm shot calling. I'm a spray champagne, make it rain just to let you know.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Casey here with our special guest William Trapp. Travis went home a little early this week, so we'll be running this episode with little Willie over here. That being said, I want to just let you guys know next week we will not be having an episode due to being home on spring break. It's going to be a little bit too busy with family, friends, work. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but our Facebook and Instagram will be active and it will have updates almost daily.
What up, guys? I'm William. I run William Trapp Vlogs and Yankee Insider Live. Go give that a subscribe if you don't mind. And let's get right into this week's episode with top takes.
Our number 5 take this week is that the Redskins are finally giving their 1987 team, their strike team at that, rings finally for winning that Super Bowl and playing those 3 games. How do you feel that this team is finally getting their rings?
Feels good. Finally, they deserve to get their recognition for winning their Super Bowl. It sucks. It's been over 30 years that they haven't had a ring. Probably, maybe some of those members aren't even alive, but hopefully they are. But once you win, you should get the ring immediately after the season.
Yeah, it should not have taken this team this long to give the Scabs their rings. I mean, I understand, like, it was during a strike, whatever. It doesn't matter. You still count that championship on a banner, you know what I mean? Like, you still say, yeah, we won this chip, so why not just give it to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And think, the Redskins haven't done much. They've been in playoffs last few years.
Yeah, they haven't been a very successful team to not give the championship team a ring, you know what I mean?
It's been a while. So. Coming in at number 4 is Ichiro. He's finally going home back to Seattle. He wants to play till he's 50. I think he definitely can. How do you feel, Casey?
I think he should, 100%. Like, he's always been one of my favorite players. Quote-unquote all-time hit king, as much as people don't want to agree with it.
I agree with you.
He is combined. He has over 4,000 hits. He has more hits than Pete Rose. He has over 3,000 hits in the MLB. I think if he stays healthy, if he performs well this year with Seattle, he will get another contract, whether it be a year or so. If he keeps continuing to play well, he will definitely stay in this league until he's 50.
Agreeable. He
100%.
Still has the body and athletic ability to continue playing till he's 50. I do feel that he could definitely be a big contributor to help Seattle make the playoffs this year
100%.
with them having Cano, Cruz, acquiring D. Gordon. All that speed and power definitely helps.
They definitely have gained a lot of speed in D. Gordon. They've gained speed back. Even though Ichiro is, as some would say, an old man,
He's still got great speed.
Yeah, he still has really good speed.
I know it seems I just thought of this, but I think it would be out of probably prediction, but with D. Gordon having 60 stolen bases last year, it'd be cool to probably think if D. Gordon and Ichiro combined for at least 100 steals, even though it probably won't happen.
That would be, I would like to see it, you know what I mean? If Ichiro gets 40 steals, which, granted, that'd be way too many to say, but 100 combined steals for those two, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be
with
great
all that
to see.
speed.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. So for number 3 this week, Major League Soccer's back. I'm actually excited. I never usually get excited for it, but I'm actually really hyped to see what the season holds. Who do you think will end up winning the MLS Cup this year?
My favorite this year is Seattle. Last year they went to the Cup. Last year they lost. I say they're gonna win it this year, like how the Warriors Cavs did. Warriors won it, then the Cavs won. So I think it's going to be something like that.
I think it's going to flip-flop? Well, it's funny that you say that, buddy, because I got to go with my favorite, Toronto FC, winning the Cup last year. They are coming off as favorites this year, which I can't wait for. 350-plus odds in the books, which is great, and I really do think they're going to do it again. Averaging just over 2 points per game last year. I think they're going to carry that over. However, they have started the season a little off. They did start 0-1 this year, but that's okay. It's one game. Lots of games left. I think we're going to go back to the Cup, baby. We're going to win the Cup again.
Rematch?
Yeah, bet, dude. Bet.
At number 2 this week, we have the Titans cutting DeMarco Murray, which makes plans to place Derrick Henry at the helm to be the starter. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler in his career. Why do you think they cut this veteran?
I think they cut him to not only save money, which granted they are going to save a lot of money. They're going to save $6.5 million this year in salary cap space. but I think they caught him due to being injury prone. And yes, after this year, I'm going to call him injury prone. Yes, he wasn't out for long periods of time. Yes, he wasn't out for long games. Wasn't out for whole games. But he did get injured a lot this past season. This past year, his rushing totals were completely cut in half and only got 659 yards this year compared to over 1,200 the year before.
Yeah, definitely when you start getting injury prone, it definitely starts hurting your career and you not being able to play with the team, with anyone really, because they're not going to trust you playing because they're worried that you're going to continue to get injured.
Like, as much as I do like DeMarco Murray, I have always enjoyed his play. I always thought he was a great running back. But Derrick Henry, like, even in video games, like even in Madden, Derrick Henry, they gave him so much credit over this past year, and he's good. He deserves the credit, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Being the pick that he was in the second round, I'm really looking forward to what he's going to do actually starting all season. I'm really excited to see what the guy can handle, the pressure he can take, how many hits he can take. I really do want to see how many fumbles he gives up because, like I said in Madden, he was really good. He kept going up all season. His progression was up and up and up and up, and he did that all season. He was obviously progressing throughout the whole season,
and that's what you want to see players do: progress through a whole season to prove themselves that they are willing, able, and willing to start.
He is worthy to be the starter, and in this context, even if, yes, you do have to cut DeMarco Murray, he's 100% worthy of being a starter, just like DeMarco Murray is. If he goes to another team, he's worthy of being a starter, and I can't wait to see what happens, where he goes, where he lands. If he decides to retire, he is 30 years old.
Yeah.
Not that that's too old.
No, it's definitely not.
It's definitely
Where do you
a
think
question
he
of
will go,
both.
though, possibly?
I'd like to see him go with the Jets or the Bills, just because, I mean, I do like McCoy, but I think he's a good fit. I like that running scheme in Buffalo, but it's tough to tell because it just happened. You can't really put a place on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hasn't been in contract talks yet, so it's really
Still early.
It's an iffy spot to
Yeah.
get.
Definitely Bills and Jets. Definitely great possibilities. If he does possibly go to the Jets and the Jets get Kirk Cousins, that could be a dangerous
that's for
club
sure.
this year.
And Kirk Cousins, the last two are the Jets and the Broncos, I believe.
I think it was Vikings, possibly.
Yes,
Sure.
it was Vikings. It wasn't the Broncos. It was the Vikings.
Yeah, and think Vikings don't have quarterback currently because all of them have declared for free agency.
I would really like to see him go to the Jets, not just because the Jets are willing to pay him that much, because that's way too much. I mean, Kirk Cousins is great, but now we're $60 million guaranteed.
Very,
per year.
very agreeable.
But I'd like to see him go there just because I think he can elevate that team to the next level. The Jets have been a competitive team last year.
It sucks with their division because of the Patriots.
Exactly. And if DeMarco Murray goes there, him and Kirk Cousins could definitely elevate that team to a top tier team.
They could hopefully take down the GOAT, Tom Brady.
GOAT.
Yeah,
There are no goats.
I don't even think you can.
There are no goats. All right, guys. So at number 1 this week, we do have Damian Lillard, aka Dame Dollar. He is a superstar. With him dropping a 50-pointer game this past week, do you think it's finally time to give this guy recognition to be a superstar, all-star, one of the best?
Absolutely. Since January 1st, he's averaged more points than LeBron, Curry, and Durant, a higher field goal percentage than Harden and Paul.
Wow.
More field goals than Curry, Durant, and Harden.
Wow.
More three-pointers than Klay Thompson and Harden.
What? Klay and Harden?
You're talking about MVPs, three-point contest winners, great defensive men, and just all-stars in general.
I just think, like, I was reading a lot into this week because I've always loved Damian Lillard.
He's a great player.
He is the boy. He's the man's with a Z. He could carry a team. Like in Portland, he is really doing a great job in Portland. He's been a great player, and it's finally time, like, people sit down and be like, yeah, he deserves to be in MVP races. He deserves to do this. He deserves to be there. He deserves to be where he is. He doesn't get seen as, like, yeah, he's going to be an all-star every year. He's going to be this. He's going to be that.
He's not looked at as like a Curry, LeBron, Harden.
He's going to carry championships because he's in such a small market.
Yeah.
If he wasn't in Portland, not even necessarily Golden State, Cleveland, Boston, New York, so on. If he was with Denver, if he was with Washington, he would be so much bigger. Even though those are also smaller markets, it's in Portland, you don't get recognized that much. It's hard to say, yes, if he went to another team, he would get more recognition. But if he wasn't in such a small market, he would definitely get seen as
Yes.
this
true.
kid's gonna win championships. He's an all-star all the time. He's the best player, and in my opinion, he's still the best player on the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Regardless, 100% the best player on the Trailblazers. Nobody can argue it.
I just feel with him being there, and if he stays there for his whole career, and they get the right pieces, he will bring a championship back to Portland. Or I don't even think they've ever won. Or I could be wrong.
I'm not sure, but definitely like he needs to get seen. Like people keep talking about it. ESPN keeps saying like, "Oh, do you think he finally deserves recognition? It's finally time to call him a superstar." Yes, it's been time. It's 100% been time for over 2 years. He is that good of a player. He should be seen on the level of Curry, LeBron, Harden,
Yes.
Durant. Like,
It just, as you said, the market and the team.
yeah. Just like DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, he's a great player. Do I think he's LeBron caliber? No. Do I think he's Harden caliber? Yes. Because there's tiers to all this. It's like you have elite, obviously, just like in quarterbacks, you have elite down to trash. But you have LeBron, Curry, Durant. DeMar and Damian Lillard are definitely right there in that elite tier too. Like
They just don't get enough recognition.
B tier elite guys. They're not A tier, they're B tier. But they deserve it. They deserve to be recognized as we are great players. We deserve to be here just as much as they do.
Yes.
Same thing with Kristaps. Porzingis, the unicorn, is a great player. It sucks what happened to him. This
Yes.
injury's going to put a lot of
Unfortunately.
speculation on him. But this kid is just as great as them. Yes, he's young. Yes, he still has development. But right now, you can tell in his play, yes, being over 7 foot tall, it's skeptical on how healthy his legs are going to be eventually. But he definitely deserves to be in the talks.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody looks at DeMar and Kristaps and Dame Dollar as great players. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's saying they're bad. Nobody's saying they're awful players. But they definitely deserve more than what they're receiving in recognition and pay.
All those players that you did mention definitely deserve more pay, more recognition. You get to the level of LeBron, Curry, Harden.
Which, don't get me wrong, yes, they are on another level than these guys. But LeBron, you can't tell me like Damian Lillard isn't competing with John Wall, Curry, Kyrie. You can't tell me he's not competing with them. You can't tell me DeMar DeRozan doesn't compete with Harden.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Kristaps doesn't compete with any small forward, power forward, or center. If not, defeats them in any play.
Yeah.
He deserves to be in the talks.
Yeah.
And I know, like I said, people are talking about him. People think they're great, but they're not receiving enough.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard is not receiving enough attention. Porzingis, DeMar aren't receiving enough attention. Not because they're Damian Lillard, yes, because he's in a smaller market, but the other two are just not receiving it because who knows?
They are, Toronto and New York are definitely the bigger markets, and they do get a little more recognition.
For sure.
But definitely, Lillard needs to get 100% more recognition.
100%.
Doesn't matter that he's in a small market on the team. That team makes the playoffs, too, don't forget. So it's not like, Toronto
how do you
makes...
think they get there? You know what I mean? How do you think these teams get there? I'm not saying like
And it's the
DeMar
West
DeRozan-
Coast, too, so it also, with the West, it's much harder to fight for that playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
spot.
Like, especially Damian Lillard, like you said, it's hard to get into the playoffs on the Western Conference. But like for DeMar, yes, he's not the only great player on the Raptors, but he definitely carries
definitely
a load
the
on
leader.
his shoulders. Kyle Lowry carries a load. Like DeMar DeRozan is the leader of that team. You cannot argue it. He's the leader of our team.
Without him, we're the Blazers.
Exactly. Same thing with Porzingis. Same thing with Lillard. They are the leaders of that team. D'Angelo Russell for the Nets. He is one of the leaders of that team.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue any other way that he is one of the best players on that team.
All these players definitely are leaders for their team, need more recognition,
100%.
and I don't know how we need to get to that point, but it needs to be
I would
spoken
recommend
more.
how this could be taken care of by the league or by media, but there's no explanation as to why they don't take this move. There's no explanation as to why or reason. But
All-star, well, they all should be they are all-stars.
all-star caliber,
Russell-
championship caliber, MVP caliber, all of them.
So,
Alright guys, so that concludes this week's episode. Now don't forget, we will not be having an episode next week. I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but just to make sure, turn on notifications for Facebook and Instagram posts. That way you get all our updates for the next upcoming weeks. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, and let us know in the comments what we can do to make this show better for you guys.
Again, I'm William. Please go subscribe to my channels, William Trapp Vlogs and Yankee Insider Live. It's been a pleasure to be on the show, boy.
No problem, buddy. And remember, guys, one phrase,
6 words.
been ballin',
Still ballin'.
stay ballin'.